Yo, what's good with y'all boys? We back with another video, and Dana White has just announced the card for UFC 328. Well, not the full card, just the main card, and he announced way more other stuff. Like Benil versus Sal Quild and Arnold Allen and Costa, and then there was other more, but I couldn't find them on X, so I'm just covered like the ones that I found right now. So, anyways, I'm gonna shoot this shit real quick. So it's gonna be a no cam video. Anyways, bro, you know, 328 honestly is not of a bad of a card. You got on the card. You got Bogdan. You got Green. Jeremy Stevens. Okay, now Jeremy Stevens on the main card in the Big 26. I know I keep saying this person on the Big 26, but like, come on, bro. This guy hasn't been relevant since Connor turned him into a meme. And the one time he fought Volk. Got Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. Man, that's gonna be a good ass fight. And Alexander Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. That's gonna be first round. No one has skipped the first round. And I know when Derek Lewis and Waldo was made, I thought it's gonna be over in the first round, but both of them just blobbed around and shit like that. But then we get the big announcement: Chimaev versus Strickland for the middleweight championship, bro. And this is I already know that the press conferences and all that shit is finna be peak. Finna be peak. Like Strickland finna be wilding out. Chimaev finna be, oh Allah Akbar and that shit, finna be scaring the fuck out of the people in the audience. And you can already see in the comments, bro. Like, look at this shit. Bro, I can't wait for like the fucking press conferences because that's gonna be funny as fuck. And not only, you know, this is a good card. This is also the New Jersey card. So, and me, I don't know if I've ever said this, but I'm from New Jersey, and so I'm definitely there's gonna be a high chance of me going like live to this event because the past like few New Jersey cards that we get us, it was like the co-main, the main event that were the good fights, and then everything was just like cans, nobodies, And at least they gave us a good main card with some names. They gave us some decent names on this card, so shout out Dana White, even though he stole, ruined the UFC. But yeah, man, yo, this fight will be like either two ways, like either Strickland somehow pulls off the miracle and just like I'm not gonna say like Strickland dominates. Like the first two rounds, I feel Chimaev will, do his usual shit. Shoot first, just hold him down. Minor damage. Little taps to the ground. Go for an occasional submission attempt. And then maybe in the later rounds, Strickland is a very hard person to like catch. Like you can see even in the Alexander Hernandez fight, bro. Hernandez was not landing. He was missing most of the time, and then Strickland just pushed forward. And I'm not saying that in a 5 round fight, Chimaev, because I know we've seen that he survived against DDP and he wasn't tired at all. I mean, you won't like no one will be tired if you were pretty much dominating the entire fight. But I feel Strickland could present some type of problem, especially with the pressure, pushing Chimaev down. Because most of the people that fight Chimaev, they eventually get pushed back to the fence, and then we're usually Chimaev, he just catches them and he just takes them down. Shit, Strickland, man, this guy, man. This guy finna be pushing on him no matter what, no matter if he's been taken down, beat him and shit. He's finna be pushing forward, man. And especially that awkward ass boxing he got that makes him hard to hit and get caught. I feel that could present some problems for Chimaev, but overall, I feel I'll lean towards Chimaev a little bit, especially because Chimaev, man, he's a fucking demon. Even though I don't like his fighting style. He's pretty. That DDP performance was very boring. I rather I rather listen to Too Slimy. That one artist, than watch a Chimaev fight, man. But I overall I think Chimaev will probably get like a 49, 46, 50, 45. I could see Strickland at least get like a round, but I would not be surprised if you see. Don't be surprised if you see Strickland pulling off a upset here. Like he did against Izzy. People counted him out. When people count, and also the Hernandez fight, people counted him out like, oh, this is gonna be the downfall of Strickland and stuff. Nah, man, he comes back, man. He comes back. Strickland has only lost to the best. He lost to Pereira and DDP. The first one is you could lean it towards Strickland, but it was a close fight. Close fight. Very debatable first fight, but the second fight, you did get dominated. So yeah, man, the build up is gonna be. I feel there's more chance of the build up being more hype than the actual fight, because Chimaev and he's just smuggle him, wrestle fuck him to the ground all 5 rounds, and then you got Volkov versus Waldo, man. Two big heavyweights. Volkov, who, man, the Volkov, bro, you gotta feel bad for him, bro, because not only did he get robbed, I mean, yeah, no, I'm not. What am I saying? He did get robbed. He did 100%, bro. He did 100% get robbed, and bro, the fucking I can't believe like Cyril Gane is still getting a title fight, like Volkov clearly beat Cyril Gane. It should be Volkov. It should have been Volkov that would have fought against Aspinall. Aspinall maybe would never got eye poked. It should have been Volkov, but Volkov has to fight his way back. Beat Jailton Almeida, who got cut, which is crazy. Before some of these other Dagestani fighters, after 2 fights, oh, right, we gotta cut Almeida. There's so many of these fucking Dagestani fighters that are boring as fuck. Don't do nothing and shit. But it is what it is, man. And now this is gonna be a very interesting fight, because I feel Volkov is gonna be a big problem for Waldo Acosta. Because Acosta, he has very good striking. And for a heavyweight, has decent amount of cardio. Even for a heavyweight, even though he's like a bit more in the fatter side, Volkov is like very tall, long ass limbs, and very sneaky on the ground, So honestly, bro, I'm as much as I want Wilder to win, I think Volkov will pull this off. I feel Volkov is too much for him. I feel he's too big for him. Too big, too long. Finna keep him in the distance. Probably gonna use those leg kicks to the body. Try to wear him down, gas him out, and shit like that. So yeah, man, I'll probably see Volkov winning that matchup. And now we got Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. This would be a very good fight. Buckley coming off that loss against Usman, I think, and then Brady, of course, coming off the loss against Morales. Be a good fight. Both come off losses. A win in this could shoot him back up in the title contentions. And the loser will get probably fed to the people on the bottom and the uppercomers. And low key, man, after both of their performances, like Buckley had a better performance against Usman than Brady had Morales, obviously. And Brady, as much as he is a very good grappler, wrestler, I feel because we've seen that Buckley can defend the takedown against Usman. When we seen that fight, like Usman could not stand with Buckley at all. Every single time Usman stood with Buckley, I literally felt like Usman was like 1 or like 2 clean punches away from getting slept out cold. And then Usman shot. And then, but later throughout the fight, Joaquin was like getting his timing and stuff, was actually defending some of the takedowns. And I could say Usman is a way better wrestler than Brady, so I could see Brady maybe winning the first round, catching fucking Buckley on the fence, getting the double legs in, taking him down. But I can see Buckley coming back in the later rounds with the striking and stuff. His power. Buckley's powerful as fuck. And Brady, I wouldn't say he really is known for his power, but he does have some thud in his hands. But I feel Buckley could probably eat those shots and just walk forward and just try to maybe slam him out. And I think I'm a be confident with a Joaquin Buckley pick here. And now be moving down, Blachowicz versus Gustav, and they fought before. I don't really see the sense of them matching up again. Even I know it was a draw shit, but I feel like maybe could have been different opponents. But I feel because the first fight I picked Blachowicz to win, and it was going, my pick was going good until he almost got slimed out and came back in those rounds and got a draw. Even though I did see Blachowicz winning, I guess it was a draw. But here I think I'm picking Gustav because I feel after seeing Blachowicz almost getting put in all fours, and when he got caught, bro, I thought he was out cold. I thought it was over. And especially Blachowicz is old. He's unk. He's 40. The damage he takes, he cannot recover as he used to. Even though he's very durable, even for his age. He has power as well. I think I see Gustav, winning this one now. I feel Blachowicz had a long career, took the damage he got. But there's also a side of me that could see Blachowicz, somehow pulling this win off. Making it, just tit for tat, striking battle distance. Maybe get caught once or twice. Maybe but guaranteed, you could see Blachowicz getting wobbled at least once here. And those low kicks as well, man. Those fucking those leg kicks from Blachowicz, man. Deadly, man, which could also disturb the basic Gustav and shit, man. And but I'm gonna be confident with a Gustav finish, maybe I'm gonna say like a second round finish for Gustav, and then moving down to Bobby Green versus Jeremy Stevenson's, man. And we see Bobby Green piece up, fucking what was it? I think it was Daniel Huber. I think that's his name. I forgot his name, but yeah, King Green literally put off a masterclass. Piecing him up, dropping him. Damn, man. Hey, man, this is gonna be the battle of the Unks. And Stevenson, man, come on, bro. Like Stevenson. Like, here's my thing with Stevenson. Like, bro, he's old. Like, I feel like I don't see him beating Bobby Green, like, at all, man. I don't know, especially in lightweight, man. Bobby Green after that performance, shows that he still has some stuff in the tank. Jeremy Stevenson, I feel, was washed. Very washed, beyond washed. And I feel I could see Green with a first round slime out. You hear it first slam out from Bobby Green. Stevenson, you're saying get up, buddy. You're very irrelevant. I mean, you were never really relevant at all, unless you got called up by McGregor or, got beat by Volk. But anyways, we also got Benio Dairouche versus Quilton Salkeld, man. Man. You got to feel for Benio, bro. Benio is finna get slept back to back. Benio's chin is cooked, beyond cooked. Like, it's just over. It's just over, man. We just gotta say rest in peace to Benio. He's gonna get slept out cold in the first minute. I predict the first 2 minutes he will not survive any past it. And if he does, then fuck, man. But yeah, now Quinn's outkilled by whatever he wants, man. Well, maybe not on the grappling, because Dairouche has very good grappling stuff, but the chin, chin, buy whatever he wants. In the stand up, would buy whatever he wants. Right hand, left hook, any probably even like a light jab will even fucking drop Benil. So yeah, this is gonna be a guaranteed put all the money you have in the world on Quilton Southkill in the first round. And moving on, Arnold Allen versus fuck, bro. I cannot pronounce. I'm gonna say Mel, man. My boy Mel Costa, man. Mel Costa, bro. And hey, man, when I seen that Mel Costa performance, I wasn't very impressed, man. Bro, he is like those up and comers you gotta watch for the future, man. And Arnold Allen had a very good performance against Gene Silva, but Gene Silva still beat him. Like Arnold Allen was cracking him, was bruising him up, piecing him up at times, was stinging him. And I feel that performance reminded everybody how good Arnold Allen is, man. Arnold Allen is very underrated, man. He is very underrated in featherweight. But Mel, you know, I I think I see Mel, especially with the momentum. Arnold Allen is. I think he's in a two losing streak. I think, don't quote me on that. I think he lost twice, or I don't know, but I know he had like another fight before the Silva one. But yeah, Mel, very very good prospect. Is one of them ones that you gotta watch out for the future. Like put your stock in him as soon as possible. And at the Meta Apex, Apex card. Oh man, hey man, what is it? Fuck, it is what it is, man. Apex in 2026, man. Come on, bro. But yeah, man. And also, I think I did see there was a Song Yudong and Figueiredo matchup as well. That's gonna be a banger. But the same thing with Jan Davison, man. After his performances, man, he's slow. He still has that power, but like Song Yudong, he's very durable, man. He's very durable, very durable, and he has power himself, And honestly, I feel I could see, unfortunately, Davison getting slimed out cold, like maybe like late second round, early third round. I think it's just over for Davison, man. I think after this fight, like I don't see him winning at all. Like Davison, I do not see Davison winning this fight at all, man. So yeah, man. You gotta feel for Davison. There's so many sad matchups like Jan getting slimed, Ben Hill, we're not here, but and Davison as well, man. It's gotta be poor Figgy, man. Poor Figgy. Sad way to go out. But after this, I don't really see him like getting another matchup. I feel like he should retire, man. He should retire because the more he's gonna fight, the more he's gonna affect his legacy, And yeah, man. So I think that's all the matchups. I know it's like hella more, but I couldn't find the post and shit. So yeah, maybe I'll mention them in the other videos and shit like that. But yeah, man. Anyways, man, y'all take care, man. I'm gonna be back with another video in a couple days. I just gotta finish editing the video and shit like that, man. So yeah, man, y'all take care, man. Peace.